Hi, this is Brenda Geary. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday with Brenda. And you guys, I'm super excited to come on live today and just share my heart with you. And I want to introduce you all to my amazing friend, Maria Williams, who's going to be joining me in just a second. So let me just make sure that everything is okay here. Okay, I've got someone on here. So I'm just waiting for Maria to come on. And then I will invite her on. Hey, Rob, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Let's see here. We got Denise on. Hey, Denise, how are you doing? I'm just waiting for Maria to join here. So we're going to be talking about March is Multiple Myeloma Awareness Month. And we're gonna have a conversation with Maria about her journey. So we're just waiting for a few minutes for Maria to join. Let me go ahead and just send her a quick message here. How are you guys doing today? Let's see here. Hello, and Jeannie's on. Hey Denise, how are you? Let's see, Claudia's on. Okay, so just waiting on our special guest here. Just give her a few minutes to join. And we've got, I live not too far from Miramar, and so we've got quite a few planes flying over right now. Yeah, you're traveling in the great state of Texas. Okay, I see Maria here, so there's an invitation for you to join the broadcast. And Maria will be with us in just a second here. I'm super duper excited, you guys, to have her on. Connecting, the excitement, yay, we've got Maria here. How are you, beautiful?
Great, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited that you were available today. I know it's the end of the month and there's a lot of stuff happening, but thank you for making the time.
Oh, for you, anytime.
Thank you, sweetheart, thank you. So for those of you guys watching, my name is Brenda Geary. I live here in San Diego, and you guys know from being on my Facebook page that I'm absolutely passionate about health and wellness. It's my passion. Rand and I have shared his health journey. We've shared my health journey. You guys know that I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I've overcome a lot of other issues. And so prevention and helping people to get their lives back is my absolute passion. And so, I come on here and I share people's stories. And so today I'm so excited to be able to have Maria share her story and her passion. So before we get started, let me go ahead and read Maria's bio, because you guys are going to be hearing from a super powerful woman today, okay? So Maria, I've known her for 8 years since Rand and I got involved in our business together. And she is a wife. She's a mother of 2 amazing sons. We've been able to watch them grow the last 8 years, and she's an entrepreneur. She immigrated from Brazil to the US when she was a baby. Grew up in Massachusetts, where she was a major in business administration for the University of Massachusetts with a minor in human resources. And it's so funny, our backgrounds, Maria, because similar to you, we both come from a human resources background. So Maria spent 20 years as a human resources manager in the manufacturing industry in Massachusetts before moving to Arizona and starting a whole new career in network marketing, where, you guys, she has now built a multi-million-dollar home-based business off of sharing her passion for health and wellness, off of sharing her passion for biohacking and nutrigenomics, and really giving the body what it needs so that your body can perform at its optimal best, right? So when Maria is not doing one-on-one calls for her team or presenting this incredible opportunity, she spends a lot of time with her husband and her 2 sons. So welcome, Maria.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, let's get started. Thank you. So, the cancer statistics are incredible. the cancer statistics are incredible. You know, there's projections that say that 1 in 2 men are going to have cancer in the future, 1 in 3 women are going to have cancer in the future, and those statistics are just staggering. And for those of you guys, let me just take a second to step back. For those of you guys that are watching, as Maria shares her story, tag somebody that you think would benefit from hearing this story. Tag, please share. If you think that there's someone that needs to hear, you know, and get some inspiration from her story, please go ahead and tag them. And also, if you're watching live, comment below and just let us know that you're watching live so we can recognize you. So getting back, so Maria, those cancer statistics are pretty staggering. And so, and I had no idea, quite honestly, for as long as I had known you, that you were actually going through your own journey, because you were there, Maria, to support me when I was going through my cancer journey back in 2012, you know?
Yeah.
So with that said, let's jump into it. And can you share a little bit about your background and talk a little bit about, you know, like your journey and what you've done to really support your body and why you're so passionate about health and wellness?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, our paths have kind of crossed in a lot of different areas, you know, cancer, one of them, unfortunately. But we're survivors, right? And we're going to, you know, find ways to beat this and, you know, always looking and searching for, you know, what can help us and what can keep our bodies strong enough to keep fighting this. Because as we know, there's no cure for them, for cancers. Mine in particular, my doctor straight out told me that there was no cure. And it was incurable, 4 to 5 years to live. And here we go on 12 years. So I think I've somehow figured it out and doing something right that's helping me and, you know, feel good and striving and living. So how this kind of all started was, so grew up in Massachusetts and I was in the manufacturing industry. You know, 3-shift operation, lots of toxins, unfortunately, and those toxins, you know, get into your body, and some people it affects and some people it doesn't. And in 2007, my blood work was a little off, and you know, I did some biopsy, a bone marrow biopsy, because they thought it was leukemia, and it wasn't leukemia. And I was supposed to go back and get tested to kind of figure out what it was. So something was going on, but right at the end of you know, 2008 rolled around, and you know, economy was bad. Unfortunately, my husband's job was eliminated, his whole entire department, in 2008, and so he found something else, and we moved here to Arizona. So with all of that going on, and you know, frankly, I was feeling okay. I didn't have any pain or, you know, nothing really going on. Just my blood work was off. So I'm like, you know, I kind of brushed it off. And so we moved here to Arizona, but in between that time, you know, it's in the back of your mind, and I'm like, okay, I want to be healthy. How can I be healthier? So I started looking at how can I be healthier? You know, definitely eating is a huge factor. You know, we know sugar and cancer do not mix. I don't care what your doctor says to you. It doesn't mix.
Right.
So, you know, cutting out the sugar, exercising, and just trying to be overall healthy. And then I had gotten into nutrition, in supplementation, right? So antioxidants. I, you know, started reading a lot about antioxidants are good for you. So we were spending about $400 a month on antioxidants, and at that time for our whole family. But I was taking a lot more because, you know, we have 4 in our family. But you know, that's a lot of money. You know, there was a big juice crave at that time, you know, these juices that were rich in antioxidants. So I was on one of those juices, and you know, I felt good getting on them. I'm not going to lie. It did something to my body. I got a little bit more energy and I felt good. And then, you know, you know, and I'm open-minded. So if you tell me about something, I'm going to investigate it. I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to see, you know, is it something that I can use, right? Genomics. She actually just said, hey, I want you to watch this ABC investigative report. I'm like, okay. So they were investigating a medical breakthrough. They were investigating nutrigenomics, nutrition for your genes, a product, an activator. So not a supplement. I want you to think of a supplement as the flip phone. we're now into activators, right? So this is an NRF2 activator. And they came in, ABC Primetime actually came in to debunk it, and they couldn't. John Quinones gave his blood, and it was positive. I'm like, oh, this is interesting, because here I am taking all these antioxidants to reduce, what's called free radicals, oxidative stress in our body. Oxidative stress is just the medical term. Inflammation. Let's talk layman language. Inflammation is the easiest way.
Yep.
So, because inflammation is at the root cause of many, many diseases. So here I am doing all these antioxidants. All of a sudden, this new science says, no, wait a minute, this is your body making its own antioxidant enzymes. And these enzymes are what reduce the inflammation in your body. So cool. So, so I got on this. At the beginning, we didn't even know the mechanism of how it worked 9 years ago. Even the scientist who developed this, he's a Nobel Prize nominee for his research and discovery of an enzyme called SOD. And he didn't even know the mechanism. But about a year later of researching and what is this doing in the body? How is it really working? He finally figured out it's turning on a switch in your body. It's activating a switch, right? Turning on the switch, which is NRF2. But what we know today is that NRF2, a protein in your body, when it finds a problem, it goes into it goes into your body, and then it goes back to the cellular nucleus, and it talks to it. It says, hey, you need to make more of this, you need to make less of this. And one of the things that I just read in a study by Oregon State University is that NRF2 activation detoxifies the body of carcinogens. Okay, so that's what it was doing in my body. I had a carcinogen called benzene. Probably that's the carcinogen, because where I worked, there was an exposure to benzene. And we were below the levels that would harm people. We tested, we followed all the OSHA guidelines, all of that. Sure. But, toxins affect different people different ways, right? Some people's body can detoxify it naturally and get rid of it, and somehow my body wasn't. So that led to what I later found out. Then I finally went back and did more testing. Even though I was feeling great, I said, well, let me go do testing and kind of, see what's going on. And my doctor had said, your blood work is better, but just go check it. I'm like, okay. And when it came back that I had was multiple myeloma, a different type of blood cancer. Usually, 70-year-olds plus get this type of cancer. If you get it young, it's got to be somehow environmental. And so that's why they kind of didn't look at it probably back in 2007. So my doctor says to me, incurable, an average of 4 to 5 years to live. And I'm like, well, I'm already over that 4 to 5 years when I finally got diagnosed with the right thing. And I felt amazing. He started telling me about all the cancer treatments. And I said, well, hold on, I feel amazing, right? I don't have any pain. I have energy. I work out. I eat right. I exercise. I know I was activating my body. I said to him, and this is rare that people don't say to their doctors, and I said, how about if I do nothing? What will happen? And he said, he looked at me like for a moment, like I knew he had never heard that before. But I wanted to know, because I was feeling good. Like, how could I have this and I feel good, right? He said, well, your number's low. And if you can maintain it like that, we're okay. You don't have to have chemo. I said, oh, okay. And he says, if it creeps up, if it goes up, we'll test it. Then I recommend that you have chemo. So here we are, 2019, right? It has stayed the same. At times, it's actually improved along my journey here. I keep introducing other stuff. I knock on wood. Somewhere here, knock on wood.
Find it, right?
Here, I gotta knock on it. Sorry, superstitious. I haven't had to do chemo. I've got it under control. And I think, is I put the right tools in my body. I put the right things in my body to support my body, to boost my immune system, to detoxify those carcinogens out of my body. And so I'm super passionate about helping people with cancer, because you can take your health into your own hands. And I don't recommend that you just say, hey, no, I'm not going to do it. I asked my doctor, what if I did not do chemo, which was the standard recommendation when you have this disease. So he was pretty honest with me, and it made sense. And, but how many people don't ask that, and don't know the other side of what they can do, and then start exploring how there are other tools that we can put into our bodies, right? That support our bodies, so we don't have to or have the chemo, or maybe can work in conjunction with the chemo, where protects your body, like your story, activating your body protected your body while you went through the chemo, so you wouldn't have all the other side effects. The other statistic to look at, a lot of people that go through chemo don't die from cancer. They die from what the chemo damages in your body. So at least put something.
Exactly. That's my mother's story, Maria. That is my mother's story. My mother had cancer 3 times. And when she died at the age of 52, she didn't die from cancer. She died from the side effects of chemo and radiation.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you can, put stuff in your body while, you're going through that, you can protect your body even more. So that way, though, let the chemo kill the cancer that it needs to, but let your body, protect the rest of your body. So the good cells, try to protect them as much as possible, and that's eating right, exercising, drinking lots of water, getting off of the sugar, processed foods. If you can eat natural, eat what comes from the ground and what comes from the trees, right? Eat natural, increase the plant-based nutrients in your diet. So all of these things, right? And activating your body, all of these things are what can help you with this, fight against this. And so I'm passionate. I love spreading this and telling people about this, because there are other tools that they can incorporate into whatever they're going through.
Exactly. And I know that, we often talk about our focus is prevention, and there's a number of tools that we use to activate our bodies. And so, and we work with a lot of cancer doctors, and I love what I hear whenever I go to cancer summits, Maria, and you know this, because I know that I was going to ask you what else you take, but every cancer summit I go to, you guys, they all talk about what are the 3 key, our bodies, most of the cancers are not based upon a hereditary issue, gene, are inherited, but really they're environmental factors that are causing these cancers. That's the majority of them are based upon environmental factors. And I was sitting at a conference, Maria, and every time they were talking about, every single doctor without exception said, what do you need to do to prevent cancer, to treat cancer, or once you've gone through treatment, to prevent a reoccurrence? And I'm sitting in the audience with a friend, and they all said, you need to reduce oxidative stress, which is that cellular damage you were talking about. You need to improve mitochondrial function, which, NRF1 activation does, and you have to improve gut health. Can you talk about those things, Maria?
Yeah. So, and I'll talk about it in terms of my journey. So I activated NRF2 pathway, and then another product came out with the NRF1 pathway, which is your mitochondria. It's to repair your mitochondria and make more mitochondria. So the